We've just been asked to do a chipping lesson with
John Inverdale.
John Inverdale. So, commentator, famous commentator.
Yeah. We used to commentate on BBC, ITV, Wimbledon, stuff like that. So he was just having a coffee.
Yeah.
So I don't know quite what happened really, but I just said, could we grab a quick interview? And he said something about his chipping, not great. So I just volunteered you for a chipping.
Chipping lesson. Let's give John Inverdale a chipping lesson, see if we can help him. Dave's top tip.
I should have met you 20 years ago.
So you're struggling a little bit with your chipping?
Well, I mean, actually, it's been all right, but it's the area that you always, especially
On this. Unbelievable.
You've got nothing to play with. You know, I mean, you've got to get it up and stop like instantly.
So a strange question coming from me as a golf coach. Imagine if I was a complete beginner.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about playing this shot. Can you give me any hints and tips that might help me as a beginner? Just playing to where the flag is.
Okay, well, the thing I would say, first thing you've got to do is get the ball over this area of grass, because if the logical thing was to take a putter, I mean, I'm doing the coaching now, but if you took a putter, it's impossible to know how the ball's going to get through that.
Correct.
So therefore, you've got to get it, at the very minimum, it's got to pitch there.
Yeah. So we have to take this out of the equation then, this first bit. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And are we looking to hit this in the air, or would an easier shot be to run it along the floor? And
I think for me, an easier shot is to sort of pitch it
on the green,
and then run it towards the pin, because the problem with pitching it airborne is stopping it, and then there's always the risk of either just leaving it short and it just stops, or going too far and it just keeps running.
So we're not a mile away from the pin, and I totally agree that the best shot is to land it short and roll it up. What club would you choose from here then?
Well, I would actually choose a pitching wedge.
Love it. So can you just show us how you would play this shot?
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, if 10's the tightest you could hold your club under pressure with a chip shot, what score would you give your grip tension normally?
I'd probably say 6, 7.
6 or 7. So I would say that that's too many.
Yeah.
Let's just have a go, maybe feeling more like a 5 rather than a 6 or a 7, and let's just see what happens. And I'm just going to show you how we can set up differently. Conventionally, everybody would say that you've got to lean with the slope.
Yeah.
Now, if I was walking along the slope like this, would I walk like this, or would I walk more upright?
Upright.
So if we're thinking of our spine angle, for this particular type of shot, it's not a bad idea to get the spine angle nice and straight. So what you might find now is my left knee's bent and my right knee straightened to compensate for the slope. But now I'm more in balance. Rather than setting this way, where we've got extra loft, using the pitching wedge, I like the loft of that, but if we keep it more centred, and then from here we can play that simple chipping stroke, hit that a bit hard, but we can play that simple chipping stroke, that's going to make this more predictable. So the more we're here, the more variables there are. So your centre of gravity now is nice and straight. So what's naturally happened, your left leg's bent to compensate for the slope, your right leg's straightened. So now try and feel that your weight stays nice and even, so it doesn't feel like it's going to move backwards. You've got less loft on the club now, which means it's going to run out. Once we've hit a few, let's try a few of these. Yeah. So just keeping the weight, that's it, so your spine's nice and straight. Good. Superb. Now, how's your balance?
Fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if you now put your weight on your back foot, now, would you say it's compromised?
Yeah.
Let's now think, so all we've done there is really thought about the setup. Let's now think about the technique.
Yeah.
Would you say that you're favouring a chipping technique or more of a putting style technique?
I think more of a putting style technique.
Perfect. So just one more change. Let that setup, let's just see if we can get ourselves a little bit taller on the shot to make the club a bit more upright.
Yep.
So the further we are away, generally the more rounded the stroke becomes.
Yep.
So being a little bit closer, so the shaft of the club's, that's it, so you feel nice and tall.
There, yep.
That's it. And now let's just think of it as a putting technique. Nice and smooth. Brilliant. brilliant. I was slightly tempted to change it to a 9-iron. Let's just try it. Technique. Just slightly quit on it.
Yeah, I did quit on it, yeah.
Lovely. Because you've got a little bit less loft, that's rolled so much easier. I mean, this is not the easiest green we've ever chipped to. Everybody tells us to go the opposite way, but through experience, I found it's much more reliable to be nice and straight. Let's just try a little bit more of a lofted shot, or to this short pin, but from here. So now we'll change the club, but we won't change the technique. Yeah, let's do it as you would have done it before.
Okay,
we even met. So we've literally just met today.
Yeah, we have literally. So I would do this.
Yeah, so you've opened up the face a little bit, opened up the stance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you've played that really, really well. Yeah. Let's try exactly the same thing with regards to the club face, but let's see now if we can keep your balance more centered, so it feels like you're more 50-50. So you can open up the face, that's it.
Okay, so
rather than leaning back, so the issue is if we lean back, so if you make a set up to the ball there, so it's very easy now if your weight stays on your back foot to hit here.
Yes.
Too much grass between club and ball, then we don't get the distance.
Yeah.
So by being more centered, you're more likely to strike here. Now, you might have to adjust your alignment slightly, just because your club face is open. Okay. That's it, so it looks much more centered. Do you feel balanced now? Yeah. Perfect.
Well, there's always that. If somebody did that to you, you'd fall over.
Perfect.
Now I'm here.
Do you feel...
I'm solid, yeah.
Yeah, great. So if we've got these uneven lies, stability is really important. So if we're off balance, chances are we're going to misstrike it. So nice and relaxed. So you see how that was a sharper strike? You caught a little bit closer to the ball, you got a bit more elevation and it stopped quite quickly. And all we've changed is the setup. So your technique, your chipping technique was actually fine, you were just off balance, making it more difficult.
In situations like this, do you think it's in the middle?
Centre. So again, if we think of the logic, we want the golf ball to go high, and if we put the ball back in the stance, it's got the potential to go low. So we have to use logic and go, okay, we need elevation. So I quite like the idea of the shaft being nice and straight rather than leaning it forward. So the more we lean it forward, we're taking loft off it. Now, here's something that blows people's brain. 1 second on a clock face is 6 degrees. So if we push the shaft forward 1 second, we've potentially altered that by 6 degrees of loft. So now we're going to have to make another compensation somewhere. So what we're trying to do is just keep things much more even. Trust, so that the loft built into your club was designed like that in the factory. It wasn't really designed with angles. So yes, we can open the club face to add loft, but if we start pushing the shaft forward, we're changing the loft again. It's again more variable. So I love the fact, so an uneven lie downhill, I look nice and stable. Yeah, so everybody goes this way, so put the ball back here. Now I've taken all the loft off the club, so how can I get the thing airborne if I've de-lofted it? So we're here, so on a downhill now, we would just use a little bit more wrist, work the club underneath, but you see even now I'm in perfect balance on a downhill lie, because I'm set up perfect. But if I'm here, I've gone.
Okay, I'm solid
so
here.
So you're nice and centred now, perfect. So nice and quite a relaxed grip, about a 5? Perfect. So again, a really pure strike from there. So what we know in golf, we don't always get those nice lies.
No.
Now, so we've got quite a lot of grass behind the ball, a little bit of a leaf there, it's gone. So if you leant back, you're more likely to hit here, and then we've got loads of grass between here. So this requires a touch more speed, but the technique's the same. We are going to have grass between club face and balls, nothing you can do about that. You feel rock solid?
Yep.
Perfect. So if you're new to the channel, you might want to consider subscribing to it. Remember to click on the like button and press the bell so that you get notifications.
And if you want more structured video tutorial content and to be part of the Proper Golfing Academy community, check out propergolfingacademy.com.
A little bit of speed, brilliant shot. If we try that shot where you would have done it before, let's see if it's any different.
Okay. Yes, I'm doing that.
Now you've added a lot more loft to the golf club than you potentially need. Correct.
Because I've had to. Yeah. Okay.
So let's just see if the outcome is the same. Might be. There you go.
But there's the risk. Yeah. And I didn't do that deliberately.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
Yeah.
Because all your weight's back, so
Yeah.
your centre of gravity is your belly button. The more that's further back, the lower or more behind the
Yeah.
strike it is.
So if you stick it down again, so I have to do an awful lot more, don't I? If I'm doing that.
No, just try it again.
No, but if I'm doing that, that's what I'm saying. Then I have
Everything
to.
should feel a bit more. There you go.
Yeah.
Now people then go, "Oh, my technique's terrible," but your technique's not that bad. It's just that your weight's in the wrong place. So let's there we go. Let's pop it in there.
So
Now we'll go more centred. And you see how much easier it was to strike ball and turf, but also you're not off balance again.
No.
So the more you're back here,
Yeah.
the harder and harder that shot becomes. I've been watching guys around here chipping. They're trying to play those elevated shots over the banks. All of them are leaning backwards.
Yeah.
Most of them are either thinning it or hitting the ground before the ball, or too much loft and they don't get there.
Yes.
So with these higher shots for you, or certainly on this type of lie, being more balanced makes it a million times easier. There you go. So already, potentially, you could be saving a couple of shots.
I could be going on tour. If the hole was there, and so we were chipping downhill, is it the same but in reverse?
Yeah. So the only thing that would differ on a downhill lie, so again, everybody would tell you to go lean with the slope.
Yeah.
So the issue with that, instantly we're off balance. So if I was doing this left-handed, instantly I'm off balance. So what we would do slightly differently now on this downhill chip shot is we would just break the wrist a little bit quicker to make the club go up in the air. But other than that, it stays the same. So it actually becomes really reliable. So if our ball's sitting here, for instance, so everybody will go this way. We sit nice and straight, yeah. But a little bit quicker wrist action. Underneath it, it'll just pop underneath it. So again, vital to keep the club nice and level, because now we've got all the loft.
Yeah.
If we push the hands forward, we de-lofted it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. But now, that's it. So you're keeping your weight nice and centred.
Okay.
That's
So
it.
I'm literally just going
Up,
there.
down, that's it. It's nice and steep. And you get underneath it.
But
So
am I doing that?
No, what you've done, you've slightly cheated by having the shaft leaning forward.
Right. So keep it straight. Okay. So keep it straight. Okay.
Better.
So keep it straight.
Now you haven't got quite a strong grip.
No.
So it's up the slope, down the slope, and underneath.
What
will actually happen once you've released the club here?
Yeah.
You'll start to turn slightly this way. If your body stops completely, this will overtake.
Right.
But if you just keep momentum going forward, that's it. So your weights move forward. That won't flip quite as much.
Okay. So it's basically
Up, down. There you go. Lovely. Now look at your balance.
Yeah.
So your weight's on your
Totally.
front foot. You're not falling off balance. That's going to go over that little wall very easily. Again, these shots need practicing, don't they?
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
all know that.
But the thing is, if you practice it wrongly,
you get very good.
you go down the same rabbit hole.
You get very good at doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of people here today. Hopefully everybody's out here to have a lot of fun, but there's certain things I'm seeing as a coach and you're going, oh, if only they knew.
Yeah.
If only they could just do this. So I think, just doing this video together today, this is going to inspire a lot of golfers to go, hang on a minute.
I'm going to deliberately hit it off the green so that I have these shots.
So I hope you've enjoyed part one of this 3-part series. In the next video we talk about playing shots off downhill lies and more lofted shots, and in the 3rd part we go through some putting techniques. If you happen to be watching this video after they've all been published, if you click on the link above, you'll be able to watch part 2 and part 3. And if you are looking to elevate your game, remember to check out propergolfing.com. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care, bye.